if you can recall, during the start of the training, I have instructed you to sign up with these platforms, particularly with Toggl, for example, because this is what we usually use when tracking time that will be billable for the client, right? So if you are new to this one, I suggest that you just sign up for an account, right? For example, with TekWorx or Toggl right here. But if you haven't have any account yet, just sign up. Just click on this button and follow through with the sign up process. But yeah, if you already have the account, then just log into the platform and see that it looks like this inside. Okay, so for example, how are you going to use this basically is if, for example, you have a new client and you want that client to be tracked through Toggl, for example, the first thing you will do is you'll create the project right here. By the way, before I proceed with that one, you see this workspace right here. You may have multiple workspaces. Okay, you just have to create a new workspace, or you can use the default workspace created by Toggl. So essentially, you can think of the workspace as like a business. For example, if you have a separate e-commerce business other than your freelancing business and you want to track time for that particular business, you will just add it here as workspace. But here, for the sake of discussion, I'm going to select the workspace called TekWorx Bootcamp. Now, for example, if I have a new project or a new client that I want to onboard through Toggl, you will just go to the projects first, okay? And then create that new project, for example, social media marketing, right? And then, of course, the workspace, which is TekWorx Bootcamp, and then the client. Now, if you notice it here, you don't have the client yet, right? Because it is very new. Then you will just create that client here. Just click add new client and then type in the name of the client. So for example, the client for the social media marketing is TekWorx for the sake of discussion. Then click on that one. So you already have the new project. You can select the color if you want. For example, if it represents the brand of the business, you can use any color right here. Or another way to do this is you can use the color for you to easily identify those time logs based on the colors that you will see in the reports later on. For example, I will choose this one for the sake of discussion. Then I will create that project. As soon as I created that project right here, it will also create a new client under the client section, and it's called TekWorx right here. Okay, for example, if you want to use tags, right? You can also add tags. For example, the tags may be something like social media marketing campaign, and then that campaign is for a certain product. So maybe you can say that e-com and DM. I will use that one as the tag. And of course, you also have an option to add teammates. Essentially, these are the teammates can be the client itself who want to see the reports also, or someone else in your team who might be working with you as well. So here, for example, once you have done that there, the project is there, the client is there, and the tags also. Tags is optional, by the way. And then you can already start logging time. And to log time, for example, here, just go to the timer right here and then enter the activity you are working on. So when entering the details here, you just have to be very specific. For example, if you are doing calendar creation or graphics design, you'll just put it there. For example, planning social media calendar because you are going to create a social media marketing campaign. And then you put it there. Select here the project with the social media marketing under TekWorx and then the tags. What is that for? So maybe it's for e-com and DM. And then if you are ready to work, then you can start logging time right there. Okay. And if, for example, you are going to take a break, you are going to stop working for the time being, or you want to have a dinner, to have breakfast or anything that you want to do other than actual project delivery or essentially non-project related activities, then that means you need to stop the timer. It's important that you are only billing the client for those billable time, billable hours, essentially those activities that are related to the client's project. For example, if you want to take a break, then you will just stop the timer. And of course, you can resume later on. If you are going to resume the same task or the same activity, you will just click on this play button or continue time entry button right here. Okay, so once you have did that, it will rerun the timer again and do the same thing, log time, and essentially allows you to have a record of your activity. But if for some reason you want to change the task, for example, if you want to do something else for the same project, you may need to stop the timer for that. For example, stop time, and then you are going to enter another task, for example, designing banner for Facebook page. And then you just select here the same project and then the tags and run the timer. So it's going to log also the time you are using, you're spending as you design the banner for the Facebook page and so on. Say for example, you have all the time logs and then you agreed with the client that you are going to bill the client every week or every 2 weeks, whatever it is. On most cases, it is usually weekly in terms of the billing. So what you're going to do is you will just go to the report section right here and create a report for that client. For example, here for the sake of discussion, you are going to build the client. You are going to build the client called TekWorx, right? And then you have there all the activities, as you can see it there. And based on the time logs here, this is what you are going to share with the client as billable time or billable hours. And you have here like a detailed view of the project, what you have done. It will appear right there. And also weekly activity. You can also like view that one right here. And for the detailed or summary, of course, you can download that one as PDF and then provide that one to the client, and it will look like this one as the report for that. You see the report?
Yes.
This is what you will share to the client as the billable time or billable hours. And again, you're only going to do this if the client is working with you directly outside of freelancing platforms wherein you don't have other time tracker apps provided. Instead, you have to use Toggl or T-Metric or something else. Okay, so I hope I shared something valuable to you on that aspect.